Hey everybody, Hugh here. Welcome back. Well, this is a grow tunnel update, and I'll show you some of the smaller houses as well. So this is the 3 meter by 4 meter polycarbonate tunnel that has been featured in the tunnel updates, and then I have two glass houses there. One is a 6 by 6 and one is an 8 by 6 that I haven't really shown, so I'll show a little bit more of those today. But first of all, we want to do a tunnel update just to let you see, compared to I think it was a couple of weeks ago when we did the last one, just how much growth there's been. Phenomenal, it really has. And we look at some of the challenges that is bringing, as well as some of the benefits that is bringing as well. So a mixture of the two, the challenges and the benefits. But all in all, it is very, very enjoyable to see. It really is. It really is. Look at that. The big can of leaves sprouting, and I wasn't sure if they were going to come back this year, and it's like, oh my goodness, they're saying like, try and stop us. Courgettes, you can see a bit of mildew down there, which is normal enough. Bit of a challenge. We'll just keep removing some of those leaves. Anything that has that sort of glossy grey on it is fine, but the mildewed ones, we'll get a scissors and of course we'll cut them out. And can you see the courgettes there? So we've harvested a couple. Haven't weighed them yet, actually, funny enough, but we have harvested a couple. So we need to get weighing, to get tracking. So there's 5 big plants all together. There's 4 on this side, and you can see courgettes, they're flowering away and fruiting away. Delicacies of the flower, of course. No idea how to cook them, although some people have commented or made comments. So yeah, if you have some good ideas, some easy ideas, has to be easy for us, let me know. There is a daylily, hemerocallis, and look at the size of that bad boy. This is a particularly big one called Californian. I think it's Californian Sunshine or Californian Glory, but look at the size of it. Look at the size of that in comparison to my hand. It's bigger than the normal daylilies. Each flower, of course, only lasts a day. They are quite edible, so if you want, you could eat them, but obviously I'll leave them on for attract the pollinators, as I do this hanging pot of Surfinus petunias, and that's smashing. And the great thing is, because it doesn't get any rain on top of it, the flowers have plenty of time to go over naturally, and it just means that they don't go to mush. You know, when you have your petunias outside and you get a bad rain day, they just collapse. They literally just collapse, and it's like, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Tomatoes, I showed the first one on one of the shorts a couple of weeks ago, and they're just all beginning to come in. I think I was dying to show that reddish one a couple of weeks ago because it was the end of May, and I was like, oh, I got red tomatoes in May. We can claim that one. But really, the main crop is coming in now, and you can see, fantastic. All the small varieties come in quickly first, and then the bigger ones, they take their time. They're weight here, but they do take their time, and that's fine. Watching some good videos there on removing side shoots. I think Steve of Digwell Greenfingers, give him a shout, because he had a very good one video on just the various methods he uses for the side shooting his upright tomatoes. You can see, like, that's a side shoots come from nowhere. It's incredible. They put on these growth. So constantly removing side shoots on a weekly basis and putting the growth into the tomato trusses. Bigger ones, bigger tomatoes probably get 2 or 3 trusses. The smaller upright tomatoes, maybe 4 or 5 depending. I just love the smell of these guys. They are just superb for scent. They are your French marigolds or your tagetes. And the one I really like, and I'm going to collect seed from, is this one. It's gone a little bit wilder than some of the other ones. That's the one that I want. Big sprawly plants, and you can see very simply just hung in a basket. Nice feature. I know we should be using liner and all that sort of thing, but honestly, that's just like, yeah, for us here, which is great. More tomato trusses need to be tied in, and that's a funny variety because it is a bush one, but it's a taller bush variety. It is super sweet. and I thought it was one that you train upwards, like on one stem, but it's like, no, it's a bush. So it's like, oh, but it's a taller one. So it's like, wow. So we're going to have to figure something out on that, maybe 3 canes or something like that, and have it as an upright 3. More flowers. Again, just attracting the pollinators, which is great. Penstemon, for those of you who've come across it or haven't come across it before. And there's cuttings. You can see some of them are general groupings of cuttings that I've done, stuck in water, and some of them are particular varieties that I want to do more cuttings of. And you can see it's like, take the cutting, stick it in water. This time of year, a week later, out the tomato cuttings come. Then you just pot it up into a little pot, grow it on, and away you go. So there is, that's the variety that we like there, Roma. So we have the main plant, and then that's the beefsteak. There's a few of those as well, so that's great. So they'll fruit later, but we grow them as one truss later fruiters. And excuse me while I backtrack on myself. And I just want to show you this one. Here's one we made earlier. Here's a Roma we did earlier, the cutting, and you can see did that 2 weeks ago. Rooted, put into its pot. No roots coming through, but look how low down that first tomato truss is on it. It's not super. Not super. Now, of course, I need to get rid of that old label because it's a different pot. It's a great idea just writing the names on the pots, and that's the Roma, your original Roma plant. We keep getting side shoots from, cutting from. They produce these lovely mid-size plum-shaped tomatoes. Delicious. Absolutely delicious. And there's we were looking at them already, the bush tomatoes, the tumblers and the tumbling tom. Interestingly, a little bit of blossom end rot on that, which means the nutrient level and ability for the plant to take up the nutrients to producing tomatoes is somewhat limited. But I have put on more tomato feed. I say it's almost organic in that the mix of compost and the fertilizer we use is all organic, but I do use some tomato feed to boost them along. And I know I should make my own, but needs must and all of that type of thing. Bacopa, the double flowering Bacopa. Again, just you can see the nice mix of flowers. Clematis wilt. I did a video on that, which is quite popular on YouTube, and didn't take my own advice because there's no tray from underneath for watering underneath, and it was hit. But luckily, nice new shoot coming through down there. You can't see it. Now here's the broccoli, or the calabrese plants. You can see growing away there, and we have our first head ready to harvest. It's like, thank you very much. So we'll take that off and let the side shoots develop, and there's plenty more coming on. I did think the tunnel might be a little bit too hot for, but no, they're in commercial mushroom trays, 5 plants in the commercial mushroom trays. The idea is to pot them on again, but they're doing well there, so why disturb them? And to the other side is our self-sown sunflower. That got a second life. Potatoes, I had 2 pots. These were sown mid-February, or was it early February? Anyway, February. We'll have to look back over the video to see. And we've harvested one of them. 3.5 kilograms, no, 3.5 kilograms, jeepers, 350 grams of potatoes. Delicious for a meal. So they're coming on, and then I have more potatoes in pots there, which need to be pot on. And who did I see? They were harvested potatoes from a pot, and then they simply planted more potatoes in the pots. So I have more 2-litre potatoes there coming on. We'll come to the peppers in a minute. 2 different lots. Some more flowers. But there are more potatoes coming on in 2-litre pots, and the idea will be to replant. I'm going to try some in the same soil actually, and just enrich it. We'll just see. These are, anything we get off these will be bonus, because they were potatoes that were not planted on time and were sprouting all over the place. So it's like, into 2-litre pots, keep them going. And you can see more hanging flowers. Peppers wise, sweet bell pepper wise, that's what we want to see. Happy days. all that recent heat. Bringing on the plants very nicely, still in 2 litre pots. So we might transplant them into 4 or 5 litres, and they'll probably go in. You'll see where they'll go into the glasshouse. And then more upright tomatoes. Again, more side shoots need to be removed. And you can see the improvised canes. Canes in the shop now are gone very expensive. The cheapest is like €2-3 per cane. I was like, oh wow. So you can see I'm improvising various bits. And of course these guys keep the eyes safe. And there's more courgettes. Fantastic. Now that's the grow tunnel. Outside the grow tunnel, just give you a glimpse. We have broad beans growing somewhat successfully. Got hammered. Carrots ready for harvesting. You can see down there. And some scallions as well. They're all in the outdoor cold frame. Again, everything is grown in pots. Some bits and pieces of flowers. A self-sown, or self-seeded, or self-grown strawberry outdoors. You can see these lovely leaded windows are protecting from the birds. We have to figure out the the slugs though. And inside, just a quick glimpse. More strawberries under cover. Grown again in commercial trays. Some of the plants in the trays further down you can see them, they're 3 years old and they're not that productive. Blueberries, of course they like acid soil, and some grapes coming on there. A little bit early for them yet. Did some pruning a week back. You can see they're putting on these new side shoots. Incredible. Nice little area. It's like a fruit house almost. A couple of dailies in there for colour. And some more daylilies, agapanthus. They're all in pots. Strawberries, and then this little house is the glass house, and you can see. Pardon me. There you can see calla lily in flower. Just come in this past week, which is fantastic. A mixture of a few bits and pieces. It's not lovely. I'm going to take it out for the courtyard. Agave Americana. Big old spiky beast. Don't have an argument with that guy. And we had a wasp's nest. So we smoked them. Don't like to remove insects, but like that. Couldn't have them in here. A self-sown. I think it's from the what you call it. It's either a courgette or pumpkin. But anyway, seed has been rescued, so there's plenty of space here. So that's where I think we'll put the peppers. Now they're getting bigger and they're coming on. There's plenty of space to spread them out. I just have to put that top. That's the little mobile wash table I rescued a couple of years ago. So just have to strengthen that up, put it back on again. So yeah, that's giving you a good glimpse of the grow houses and what's growing on or growing on. As always, this time of year there's a lot more to show, so slightly longer than normal, but worth showing. Everything growing in pots apart from that random strawberry. And some sweet pea, green side up, in memory of, so we'll put those on as well. Anyway, back to the tunnel again. As always, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the likes and subscribes. course, hit that bell for all those important updates. And see you on the next one. Take care. All the best for now. Bye bye.